Alright, I think it should be good now. I had to restart the stream to change my settings here. So a couple of things. I have changed the encoder first of all, so I hope the quality is, I think the quality should be same because the bitrate is same, but hopefully I'll not get as much of a performance drop that I had before with the old encoder. Anyways, today we are going to test track IR, and plus we are going to do some general aviation flying around Queenstown. So let's open up our VFR map. We have the weather from this. We are not connected on VATSIM today. We'll just do some offline flying here. Let me see if Queenstown has a meta report. It does not, so I'll have to pull it from the website. No worries. Let's just review what we are going to do today. So I literally just spawned in here. I haven't thought of my flight plan or anything. Just wanted to get some reps in on the PA-28 AIO 3. It's been a long time since I've flown this airplane, so I thought I'll maybe do a couple of landings. I don't know if I want to do circuits because this is quite a fast plane to do circuits in such a short. I mean, it'll just get too busy. So anyways, I am thinking about, let's say we start from Queenstown. Let's actually see which runway we are getting first of all. And I'll enable track IR just in a minute because I'm looking on my other monitor as well. What was that website? Meta. Always keep forgetting. 38. Let me just search for NZ and meta. Yeah, get meta. Okay. Oh, it says broken clouds here. Any, well, maybe a little bit of clouds, but definitely not broken. Broken clouds, cloud cover 65%. Doesn't look like it. Let's just focus on the winds. So 149 at 5 knots, so not significant winds. We can pretty much take off this aircraft from either side. Temperature 20.7, pressure 1015, and 55% humidity. Okay. Let me also pull up the checklist for this aircraft. We are just going to follow everything by the books today. It's been a while since I've flown this aircraft, so it'll be good if we can just stick to the procedures here. Unity. Just opening up the checklist on my other monitor here. No one is watching right now, but I'm talking in case someone watches after I upload it. Where is my air? Just flew. I have so many add-ons in this folder now, the community folder, that's just hard to find the aircraft that I'm looking for. I'm basically looking for the documentation page from PA-28. That has all the, yeah, there you go. Just no, that's BAE 146. Where is PA-28? Oh my. Find it through date modified because I did install it. Oh god, man. Just flight, there you go. Just flight PA-28 AIO 3 documentation, msfs. There we go. So I don't want to leave this on this main screen because I cannot fly. So I'll just keep talking through these and I'll leave my checklist on the other side here. Okay, first of all, so we have the weather 1015. Let's open up the map here. So we will be taking off from runway 23 is what I'm thinking. And then we take off from runway 23, so 14, yeah, we'll have a bit of cross 5 knots, I guess. We follow this, what is this called? Lake Wakatipu. Yeah, we basically follow this lake to NZGY. Then we hit the paradise here. I wonder what the altitude is. But I think 5000 should be. Add filters to this. The VFR map should have all the information, but I think it's only for US, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think it's only for US. Because I thought it should have all the information. Oh, that's okay. My bad. My bad. That's why. I'm on world map. That's why. Okay. That makes more sense. So let's change it to VFR map so that we have some information here. Okay. 12.3, 10.5 here. So yeah, we can pretty much go to NZGY for sure. And then the max altitude here is 12.3. Okay. Thinking how to best plan our flight here so that we don't run into hills. I don't want to climb too much. I'm probably going to do, let's see what the altitude is for the airport. Airport elevation itself is 2000. So I believe we have to 2000 plus 5, so 3, 4, 7, 8000. 8000 is what I'm thinking. So I guess we take off from runway 05. Take off from runway 05. Take a hard right after taking off. Visit NZCW. Okay. Then take a full round of Lake Wanaka around this hill. Come back in and land on runway 23 is what I'm thinking right now. Right? Because then I think if we are at 8000 feet, we should be able to get through the whole flight here without climbing too hard, without climbing too high, right? And we'll have some good scenic, we'll have a good scenic time around this area here, and hopefully around NZCW as well. Yeah, that sounds good. That's what I'm gonna do. Take off from 005 here. Follow this road to NZCW. Again, keep following this river into Lake Wanaka, and then come back, take a full U-turn, come back to the same route, and land on runway 23. That's our plan for today. Full VFR, there's no clouds. Fine. In case I change my mind, we can always just. Okay, sounds good. I can this off. Let's go through our checklist. Pre-flight landing gear lever is first of all, let me adjust my seat here, because since I'm using track IR, I'll have to adjust my real seat so that I get the view that I want. There we go. Okay, landing gear lever is up. We're good there. Parking brake is set. Avionics is off. Mixture is set to idle cutoff. Magneto switch is off. Let me get rid of these yokes here so that we can see all the circuit breaker and switches. Fuel gauges. Oh, okay. Battery master switch can turn on right now. Fuel gauges. There we go. We have enough fuel in both the tanks. Annunciator panel is working just fine. We can turn off the battery again. Make sure it doesn't get discharged. Primary flight controls. Let's pull aileron left, pull aileron right. Working. Rudder, I don't see it from here, but we'll assume that we've tested it and it works. Flaps. Flaps cannot be operational on this airplane, right? Without the battery switch, I think. Not too sure. Oh, they are. Okay. They are mechanical. Okay. I've done a full series on this aircraft, but I've pretty much just forgotten how things work on this thing. It's been a very long time since I've flown this. Trim is, let's see, trim is set. Let me see if I can move. Trim is set to neutral. By the way, track IR feels amazing when you're flying GA. Not so much when you're in airliners. By the way, I'll be checking the chat on. No one's there. Flaps good. Trims are checked. Baggage door is closed. We'll assume that's right. Apart from that, I'm assuming that we have done a full walk around and checked that there's no issues with the exterior of the aircraft. Let me pause track IR just for a little bit. Go to the next part of the checklist, which is before starting the engine. Let's see. So parking brakes are set. They are. Circuit breakers are all in. Alternator air is right here, off. Alternate air, not alternator air. Propeller is full forward. It can go full forward now. Avionics is off. Fuel selector to desired tank. I think fuel selector, yes, it is on the left tank, which is fine. We'll have to keep changing every 15 minutes, I believe. Okay, that is good. Engine starting. Throttle can be opened 1/4 inch. You go. Alternator switch on. Battery master switch on. So we can turn those on. Kind of comes in the way. The prop lever comes in the way. Propeller, okay, we'll shout clear. We are kind of clear. There's nothing really going on. Mixture to rich, and then idle cut off. Oh, okay, so let's prime the engine first, assuming it's a cold engine. It's been a while. Fuel pump can turn on. External fuel pump. So that was, I have forgotten where the fuel pump switch is on this thing. Let's see. There we go. This one. Let me click OK on this. By the way, I had a discovery flight yesterday, and it had this. If I'm not wrong, it had the GNS 430, and throughout the flight, it was kind of giving me an anxiety attack that to see if I wasn't pressing OK on it. Almost felt like doing it, but I was like, never mind. Follow what she says. Always good to follow AFI. Alright, propeller, okay, rich, and then I'll cut off. So fuel is on. So we take the mixture to rich, and then idle cut off. Starter can be engaged, mixture to full rich, and then magneto switch to both. Okay. Let's go on with the startup process here. Mixture can go full rich.
Clear prop.
Clear prop, there it goes. Alright, good start. Let's check the oil pressure here. Oil pressure, oil temperature is kind of low, but it'll come up as we go. Oil pressure is in green. Alternator amps is good. Fuel, we still have fuel. Fuel pressure is also in the green, so we are good. We will adjust the throttle to get us about 14 to 1500 RPM is what it says. And now we can slowly go to 1000 RPM. There we go, 1000 RPM it is. Okay. Have a good start. I'm going to shut the window so that we hear less noise. You know what? Might have to actually shut down the engine again, because I should have pushed back first. Is it okay if we just push back right away? Equipment. Auto fuel selection, okay. I'm thinking if we should just push back as it is and not shut the engine down again. Yeah, let's just do that. Parking brakes out. Shift P. Assume that someone is getting absolutely shredded in front of us, pushing us back while the engine is on. Usually they just bring the aircraft to position and then start the engine. So used to flying the other two aircrafts, the 737 and A320. Okay, I think that should be enough. And we can turn the parking brake on again. That worked out just fine. Let me get rid of this so that we have a little bit better view. Wind is actually favoring 2-3, but that's this view. I don't know why that for me. Okay. It does get a little difficult to get used to this thing. Lower my seat a little bit because I do want to keep an eye on the RPM as well, and I don't want to move my head too much to look at the RPM. Oh, okay, that should be good. I want to quickly just go over how to use the autopilot on this thing because it has been a while and I am not sure. So I think there was, yeah, the outside click spot is basically the altitude hold click spot, I believe. Yeah, which is not there in the real plane, but Just Flight has provided that ability. And for heading, I think you have to just set the heading bug and then turn the autopilot on and the heading mode on here, which will enable the heading mode. I don't think we'll need anything else for today. Let me zoom out of here a little bit so that we know where we are going. Okay, I think we are good. Let's see. We need to do some ground check, but we'll assume that all of that is done. Fuel pump can actually come off now. Fuel pump can come off. Pitot heat can come on. Lights. Beacon. Turn these on. Ready. Landing lights can go on as well. Apart from that, we pretty much checked everything, so we'll just go through the before takeoff checklist once we are there, and also do a run up when we are around the runway. Let me open up our chart here. Actually feeling quite good. Track IR and that, and need the taxi charts basically. See where we can. Okay, there we go. So we are following. We'll have to get out at A3 and backtrack onto 05. Okay. Pretty much going straight from here, A3, backtracking. Roll in. Let the parking brakes out. And let's start taxi. Not sure yet if I should land with track IR or without. I think I'll try one landing with track IR and then see like how it feels. If at all we do multiple landings. If we do just one landing, I'll just try to do it with track IR and see how it feels. Pause track IR so that I can catch up if there's anything on. Nope. Okay. This is what is great about track IR. You can just look where you're going. I wish I had a simple aircraft though. Something like a Warrior or maybe a Cessna 172 or something like that, which does not have a retractable landing gear. I forgot what horsepower this is. I'm not wrong, this is 180. So it's basically a complex aircraft if it is above 200 and if it has a retractable landing gear, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I need something like that. Braking a little bit. Twitchy on the controls. Right, this A3. Yeah, A4 or A3. We can just. This is A4 actually, so we can take the next one. Spend some less time on the runway. Definitely need to watch out for the hills here at night. I was battling whether to get 4Flight for my EPL or not, but it seems like 4Flight is not available for Android devices, and I do not have any Apple devices. So might have to go with either Garmin Pilot or look for some other options. I don't think there are any other options. We'll see. Yesterday on my Discovery flight, when we did the run up, it just held the toe brakes. Basically, I'm going to. Let's go to about 2000 RPM. And then switch to left, 50 RPM drop, switch back to both, left, switching to right, a little bit higher drop, switching back to both, Switching to the right one again. I think we are in a decent shape from the spark plug end. So let's bring it back to about 1000 RPM here. It should be basically less than 100 RPM drop when you switch between the two magnetos. If it's not, you keep you keep cycling in between. Or there's another way, you can just lean out the engine a little bit, and that kind of cleans up the spark plugs as well. Okay, so let's turn off the parking brake. Should I turn on the yoke? Can we see the autopilot controls? We cannot. I'll have to just keep it off. That's fine. I'm flying this plane after a long time, and that too with track IR, so pardon my flying if at all I mess up or make some mistakes here and there. Let's backtrack. I don't think we really need to, but whatever. We'll be easily, the runway length is such that we can easily be up. Very twitchy on the rudder. I think I should adjust the rudder sensitivities to make sure that not this twitchy. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy twitchy, and I'm barely making any movements. Okay, that should be good. Wish I had a rudder pedal. But yeah, real life flying feels very, very, very different from simulator flying. Just cannot match. You have so much, it feels like you have so much going on in real life that it's hard to monitor multiple things at once. Plus, I mean, I was flying yesterday after a very, very long time, so that comes into account as well. Let's see. Fuel pump. Did I turn off the fuel pump? I should have. There we go. You don't need the fuel pump. Okay. Mixture rich. Props are full. All the lights are as they should be. Last check on the instruments here. Oil pressure is in green. Oil temperature still coming up, but it'll be fine. Fuel, still have enough fuel. Fuel pressure is good, and altimeter can be set to 1015. What's the turn on the park? What's the equivalent of 1015 in? It's 950. What? Oh. Hold on, I'll be back in just a Right, I'm back. Yeah, 1015 is, how much is it? And I'm looking at that conversion side. I wish it was here. 29.9, 29.97. So yeah, pretty much accurate. We were already there. 29.97. Oh, okay. Up, yeah. Still trying to figure out how to set the view, as in how to reset the view for this thing. Okay, I think that is good. Alright, parking brakes can come off. We're not using any flaps today. It'll be a long enough runway, there's no need of flaps. Right. Full throttle. Love that engine vibration. Lot of right rudder input. 60 knots. There we go. Positive rate, gear up. Need to remember that on this one. I think the best climb speed is about 75 or something like that. I'm trying to get the nose up so that it maintains that speed basically. Somewhere around 75 knots is what I'm trying to target. Beautiful scenery here. We can actually trim the aircraft at this point to make sure that it kind of maintains that attitude, which is what I'm doing right now. So that's something I learned yesterday, is that good pilots hardly touch their controls. They are mostly either making turns through rudder or, you know, just trimming their aircraft in such a way that so our target altitude, like I said, was 8,000. We'll keep climbing, which is about 10,000 above mean sea level, because the airport already is 2,000 feet above mean sea level. Still maintaining 80 knots and a good healthy climb rate as well. So we are good. While it's doing that, let me real quick also edit our not edit but get our heading bug in the right direction, so that in case we need to enable autopilot, we already have the heading bug in the right direction. Giving a little bit of right rudder because it is tending to go towards the left a little bit. Increasing the pitch just a little more. Maintain that below 80 knot speed. Looks amazing outside. Look at that. Okay, I think this is when we start to reduce the pitch just a little bit so that, oh no, I think we're good. The speed went up too. still around 3000 feet away from our cruising altitude. Really want to just enable heading mode and admire this views here. Oops. Okay, let's maintain our lot of east heading here. I think we should be easily able to climb even to 10,000 if we want, but we'll stay at 8,000. What I learned yesterday, which I did not know, was oh, forgot to watch this side. Beautiful. So I believe we were supposed to go on the left, right? If I'm not wrong. Let me check it out real quick here. Yeah, we're supposed to go right here in this valley. It's hard to see outside because we're following this river basically. Okay. Make sure we keep climbing. Okay, I'm about to enable at least the heading mode so that we can admire the scenery outside. Autopilot on, heading mode on. Now all I need to do is trim the aircraft so that it keeps following. Is it even following the heading? Yeah, it is. Sort of, yeah. Okay, just about to hit the 8,000 feet mark. Trying to maintain that 500 feet per minute climb. I'm trying to just fight it, honestly. It's not like this in real aircraft. You can easily maintain a particular V speed, but then the trim wheel that I have is not that good. It just overcorrects. Okay, I think that should be good. Let's hit the altitude level. Bring down our throttle, and before doing anything else, let me check what our procedures are. Do we need to lean? Do we need to... Okay, normal maximum cruise power is 75% of the rated horsepower of the engine. Okay, so it doesn't say. We'll have to look at the operations data manual. For today, I think what I'm going to do is get the RPM to about 2200 and mixture down about that. Yeah, that should be a decent cruise setting. Okay, so we are going to cover this hill, which is fine, and then we'll turn left from here. Beautiful view. Let me check if there's anything in the chat. Still nothing. I'm loving the track IR application, at least while flying the GA aircraft. Alright, from here we can take a left. We'll fly heading 060 probably. Okay, let's fly heading north now. That should put us somewhere here. Wow. Basically, I'm trying to stay on the left so that we can take a full turn and within this valley basically and get back. I don't want to go around like we had planned. It's a big mountain. I just don't want to go up until that point and go around. I'll probably hit this mountain somewhere, and when that mountain is on my left, I'll take a full U-turn basically. This was a lot of fun. But again, I would love having a simple aircraft. I don't know why A2A actually went for the Comanche first. They should have gone for either a 172 or a 152 first is what I feel like. By the way, this light here is the landing gear light. I think the landing gear lever is not. I don't want to mess with it right now, but it's something to do with that lever there, and I've forgotten the logic around that. I'd made a whole video about it, but I forgot the logic now. It's basically the emergency landing gear lever down button. Let me see what it says real quick. Zoom in. Auto extension off, yeah. So basically extending the landing gear automatically, that logic is off. You can change that with that switch. I have made a video about it. Like I said, don't remember the details. This was amazing. I wonder if it will be better to, let me see, will it be better to fly into 05? Yes, we are going exactly as planned here, but we are just not going to go all around it. We'll just we're not hitting these lakes here. We'll hit somewhere around Terrace and then take a full U-turn, get back to Queensland. And for Queensland, or actually, how about going around the left through this valley here and then coming on to Queenstown, sorry. Yeah, we can do that. So this is our Queenstown VOR. We can actually tune that in here. Let me see, 113.6, 113.6, kind of forgotten. Pause this and let's see, how did this thing work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, 113 point, what was it? 113.6, right? Yeah, 113.6. So let's change that. 113.6, make it active. There we go. It is tracking Queenstown now. So what we can do is a little bit of VOR navigation tutorial here. So it says, so when this line is on the left, it means the VOR is to our left. Hope that makes sense. So if you turn this enough so that the line comes to the center, there you go. So this shows the heading that you need to fly in order to hit that VOR. So this shows about, what is it, 2-3 something, right? So if you fly 2-3 something, you will basically hit that VOR, right? And this needle here is also showing in which direction that VOR is. So it kind of gives a directional awareness. So since we are flying, you know what, let me not fly so close to this mountain here. Let's go to 300, or well, 030. That should be fine. And then we'll just go around that whole hill. But yeah, basically, if you keep rotating this bug, and whenever that comes to the center, which you see it is in the center now, that shows in which direction that VOR is relative to your position right now. That's what it's showing basically. F9. Didn't really need those, I was just playing around with it. Let me zoom out on this thing. Or is it zooming in? I don't know. Oh, that's zoom out. Okay. Nice. Beautiful view. We're going around that valley right there. See that? We can take a north heading now. Slowly go for our turn. Absolutely beautiful. There's not a lot of turbulence going on today around these hills. Otherwise, if you fly above these hills, I think yesterday we were, I think it was Auckland approach, and we went above some hills, and even the A320 was completely rattled. And then it was fine as soon as we went above the water body before the aircraft, before the airfield. Nice, we got a little bit of a VOR experience as well on this flight. So once we hit, let's actually do this. Let's not look at the map at all, and let's totally do. I'm not even going to look at this thing. Okay, let's just zoom in so much that we can't really see much. Okay, so let's only do VOR navigation here. Could be easy, right? So right now we know that, okay, let me see. So if I bring this thing to the center, it means I need to follow a heading of 210 now to reach Queenstown VOR. And once we reach Queenstown VOR, we should have the airport in sight. So what I'm thinking is, we hit Queenstown VOR, we have the airport in sight, and then we land on 05 or the other side, exactly where we took off from, right? That was 05 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we land on 05, we join the base, we join the downwind leg basically, and then turn base and land on 05. We'll go over the water for just a little bit, and then we land on 05. I think we are up for a turn here. So what I'm gonna do is fly west heading for now, which will put us somewhere on this plane here. Yeah, that should be good. We'll be clear of the hill, I think. And then once we reach this small hill here, this one, we'll take a left and follow that valley, and then look at our instruments and see where we need to go to hit the Queenstown VOR. This is a lot of fun. Speed is still good. Everything from the instrument side is good. Let's recalibrate this thing to hit the center. It still tells us to go to 1 in order to hit the VOR, which makes sense because the VOR is in that direction. Remember, if I look this way, I sort of know where the airport is, but since I haven't looked at the map in a while, I'm not that good at keeping the orientation. So I'm literally going to do some pure VOR navigation to get to our destination here. A lot of fun. Adjusting the throttle just a little bit. Let me see what RPMs we are at. 22. Let's go a little lower in RPM. 22 exactly. Okay. Trying to fly slow today, otherwise we could actually go to 150 because I mean structurally we should be fine. I'm just keeping it at about, what is it, 110, somewhere around 110. Being at this weird 7900 is kind of giving me an anxiety, but it's fine. Okay, we should be high enough for yeah, we should be high enough for all of these. So let's go ahead and turn south now, pretty much. Or you know what, actually let's see where the VOR. Okay, so we need to be at somewhere around 20, so somewhere here, right? So let's just straight up go to the VOR, Queenstown VOR. There we go. And now once we are right above the VOR, the needles will flip or something crazy will happen, which will tell us that we are right on the VOR. Rahul says, do you try setting up VR? It really helps with practicing approach and familiar. Yeah man, I don't have the VR headset. I'm liking how this thing is feeling, Track IR is feeling. But I see why you would recommend VR for general aviation flying. Okay, so we should be directly pointing towards Queenstown VOR now. Verified from here and from here. What I do not know is how far we are from the Queenstown VOR. Oh, that's, it shows here, right? 21.21 nautical miles is where we are at. Okay. Because we have tuned into that VOR, it says it'll give you the distance from it, basically. Rahul says yes, VR plus photogrammetry means you can practice visual aids. Yeah, true. Yeah, this flight was a lot of fun, man. I took off thinking that I'll just do some VFR flying, but then I was like, let me also do some VOR navigation practice while we are at it. You should have joined me, man, for this one. Okay, so I may not be high enough for the hill that is right in front of us. But since we have a visual, what I'll do is I'll change our heading if needed. But I believe the VOR is right behind that hill. So we're about 18 nautical miles from that VOR, so it should be right behind that hill. Rahul says, yeah, good idea. It will save time from going over all that in the ground school. More fun in the sim. Yeah, true. Totally. That's where I think simming helps. Is with all the instrument familiarization, like how things work. Like for example, this VOR navigation, it will take you a minimum. I feel like even if the instructor is really good, it will take you at least 2-3 hours to understand what it is and how it works in real life and all that. But if you have done it in the sim, if you understand the theory behind it, if you have practically applied it in the sim, that's where you save a lot of hours with the instructor. Because I remember in PPL you have to do 40 hours, but all of those 40 hours do not have to be with the instructor. And instructor cost is $65 per hour. That's a huge chunk of cost that you're cutting out from your PPL if you can do all of this in sim. And then your instructor is so confident on you that he's like, oh, basically after 20 hours he's like, yeah, you can fly the rest of the 20 hours solo. So then you only have to pay for the aircraft rental, which is about 160 per hour, depending on what aircraft you take, obviously what capability it has, glass panel or not, all of that. But approximately 160, 165 per hour is what the 172s rent for. So yeah, you can save a lot of money by cutting out the instructor cost for the rest of your 20 hours. I think we are fine on this hill. I'll just keep going. Rahul says most expensive. What do you mean most expensive? As in, yes, 160, 165 per hour including fuel. But what they say is, for example, if you're flying to Cincinnati, Chicago or some airport like that, then it'll cost you $8 per hour extra on fuel, because fuel is more expensive at these airports. But otherwise, if you're doing pattern work and stuff, 160, 165 includes that, includes the fuel cost as well. Rahul is asking, what's the most expensive airplane that was there on the list? I believe it was, so I saw a 182 which was listed for $185 per hour or 190, something like that. And there was a DA-42 as well, but I don't remember the cost. I do remember seeing one aircraft which was $200 per hour, and that probably can be the 182 with glass panel or something like that. But I didn't see anything beyond 200, because I mean, even at the ramp I didn't see any aircraft that were like too complex, you know. No executive aircrafts or anything that you can rent, just general aviation. But 200 is what I saw max. What fuel does the 172 use? The 100 LL fuel. I think it's $5 or something. $5 per gallon. Okay, 11 miles from the VOR now. Rahul says Navigraph plus GA is equal to PPL done, especially if you know how to read the chart. Yes. So before I went for my flight, I had already reviewed the Greenwood VFR sectional charts. So I pretty much knew the airspace. Like, so first thing we did, as soon as she briefed me, I was like, okay, we are taking off from 19. So if you're taking off from 19, the Class C airspace for Indianapolis is right ahead of us. We need to stay below 2100 throughout that left pattern turn. So the instructor was quite impressed that I had reviewed all the charts and everything. I'd actually downloaded the VFR sectional charts on my phone before I went, just to understand where we are flying, because it's more fun that way. Otherwise it's like, yeah, you just had a what do you call, an adventure instead of just. Rahul says, can you ask her if the charts are fully accurate, the ones in Navigraph? Yeah, I can check with the CFIs, I'm not sure. But when I compared Navigraph with SkyVector, Navigraph does not have as much information as SkyVector does. So I had downloaded it from SkyVector. That has a lot more information on obstacle elevation and airspace, the altitude of the airspace, everything else, right? So a lot more confusing as well. But yeah, it had a lot more information than Navigraph had. Again, still pointing to the VOR, about 6 miles from the VOR now. I think I see the airfield. Should be right there. And it makes sense that we are about 6 miles from the VOR. I think we should start descending as well. That's what I'm gonna do. Rahul says, have fun with the VOR nav, man. We'll join next time. Yes, man, yes. Let's fly sometime this week. I'm down for GA or for airliners, whatever. I'll mostly be free tomorrow. Except Tuesday, I'll be free at night to fly. Okay, let's enable track IR. Let's disable altitude hold, heading mode, and autopilot. We are starting to descend, so let's go full on props, full on throttle. Maintaining our heading still. Again, so I mean, you can hit the VOR exactly and then do whatever you want, but since this is a VFR flight, we were just using the VOR as kind of just as a reference to, you know, get to the airport. So now that I see the airport, I can pretty much just go by visuals here, right? If it was IFR weather, then sure, I would have gone by the charts. And okay, we are descending a little fast, which is fine because I'm a little too high for the landing here. Still maintaining 110. I'm not sure if the fuel pump goes on or not for landing, but I don't want to just pause it and check on my left. It's fine, because I don't have the aircraft trimmed. I mean, I can, but my trims are a little finicky. Okay, so we are joining the base, sort of. Well, we are joining sort of the downwind over this hill. In front of us, and then we'll take a steep turn and come into our runway. Checking the weather real quick, it has not changed, so our QNH remains the same, and winds are also not bad, about 5 knots cross. What I can pretty much do is now turn on these yokes so that I have a better idea of how I'm flying. They are at 5,000. I still need to. By the way, that horn that's going off is because I don't have the landing gear down and I'm trying to idle the engine. I'm actually in the limit speed and I can pretty much turn the landing gears. Get the landing gears out. I'll do that in just a minute. So that's our runway right there. Still a little high, but shouldn't be a problem. We have a lot of room to go here to descend. On the throttle, I'm right above the point where it will start giving me that horn. Let me actually get the landing gear down. It is coming down right now. That's why you have that red light. Red light is out. Landing gears, all 3 green. Good to go. Now we should not have that horn even if we idle the engine. See that? Right, we need to remember our airport elevation is about 2,000 some feet. I'm gonna follow this road right here and let's go flaps 1. You instantly feel that drop in speed and a lift on the airplane. I was just talking to Rahul today that I seriously cannot believe there's not a good yoke in the market which has force feedback, which has all the bells and whistles together. Every freaking yoke has some or the other issue. Okay, let's maintain 80 knots here and keep descending. I don't want to descend too much on this hill, but as we turn out of this hill, I'll keep descending. Again, first time landing with track IR, so if I cannot land well, just forgive me on that. Okay, now we'll be on a steep descent, so I'm cutting down on the throttle quite a bit, going almost idle so that we can keep descending at 80 knots. Very steep turn here. Alright, there we go. I think that should be good enough. We are in a good range to go. This is exactly our attitude. This was exactly where we were at yesterday when I was trying to land the 172. We were way too high, but it's crazy how fast these things can bleed speed and lose altitude. I think we can come just a little bit back up on throttle because we are descending pretty reasonably well. Alright, coming up. Very twitchy still. Full flaps. Maintaining that definitely feels different landing with track IR because you feel that little bit of dynamic. Alright, there we go, idling. Keep floating, keep floating, keep floating, keep floating. Yeah, very, very twitchy rudder. Extremely, it almost feels like ice skating. This is not how it feels in real life. Crazy how it feels. Right, coming back up about 1000 RPM. Very weird. Let's see how what kind of. Oh shit! I didn't have Volanta open. No way. I can't even know my landing rate. Yeah. Regardless, fun flight. Not a good. Not a good landing. I felt too twitchy on the rudder. Let me check on my sensitivities here. I'll definitely need to reduce the sensitivities on this end. Yeah, I make very small movements and it's giving me crazy control surface movements. Maybe I should change it to somewhat like minus 60. Even on the, oh wait, this thing 6, but both of them should be the same. I'm gonna make it minus 45. Minus 45. On the rudder should hopefully give us a better, finer control when making small movements. It's crazy how much it moves, even little inputs in msfs. Get back in the by the aircraft just parking. It was. Okay, let's see if the rudder feels any better. Get the flaps up. Yeah, a little bit better. But I think can be even better. I'm gonna make this minus 60, minus 70. Good. Because I barely yank it completely. I usually make very small moves. And it has a lot of impact in sim, which is not realistic. 50-50 on this thing. That should do it. How about doing a quick circuit around this airport? Check our controls. Just let's do that. Knots. Wow. Oh, holy shit. Elevators. So twitchy. Okay, I think I know what's the problem. Because since I'm moving the elevators quite a bit, I need to make sure that this, because if I go until this point, after a certain point it'll just go crazy. So let's reduce this to about 25 where it was at before. which should be good, and ailerons would have the same behavior, I would assume. 29 on that. At least better. Yep, much better. Nice. I like it. Okay, let's go back and do a quick circuit here. I think I have enough altitude to visually know this airport decent now, so I need to go above that hill and then come back onto 05. What's the time? Oh, it's 12:30 a.m. already. Shit. Didn't get the gear up, but we are landing anyway, so. Climb a little faster, bring the speed up to somewhere around 75. Okay, I think we are above the hill. Down a little on throttle. This time I'm gonna go to the end of that hill and then come back. So basically somewhere on that island that's there in between. Just so that I have enough room. Let's see. I don't know. It's maintaining altitude right now. But having a yoke and rudder pedals will definitely help add some realism to it. Joystick just feels off. Okay, I think that should be enough. Okay, let's turn left, get the gear down, and then cut the throttle. Doing a steep turn again. There we go. We are on track. Again, this is the kind of attitude we were at yesterday when we were landing the 172, but yeah, it just slows down really quickly. Really no need to be afraid of diving onto the runway with these aircrafts. Perhaps to come back on the throttle a little bit while we are adding flaps, because it does kill the speed quite a bit. And flaps full. Targeting the... feeling better this time. The rudder is a lot less twitchy, but we'll see on the runway how it feels. Going a little bit lower on throttle. There we go. Still. Alright. Cutting the throttle fully here. Nice. That felt a lot better than last time. I think I've got the sensitivities right now. Definitely got the sensitivities right. So what was happening is, since I had the rudder sensitivity a little too high, even if I was making small movements on my rudder, it was somehow transitioning into really big control surface movements in the simulator, which is now fixed. Good. Now, where the fuck do I park? Oh, shit. Missed a couple of exit points while I was talking. I think we can exit from A6 and just backtrack. What a fun flight though. Lot of VFR flying with some instrument knowledge as well. I want to do more of these at different places. I just chose New Zealand because just released an update on New Zealand, so this is the taxiway, right? Yeah, that's. Oh my, brakes. That's something else I need to figure out. Need to have some other button which has pressure sensitivity for my brakes, because otherwise it's just too abrupt. But yeah, I think I've got the controls right for because even yesterday on the A320 it felt like when I was yanking the rudder, it felt like it was just too much. Now it's just right. Should we lean these engines when you're taxiing? I don't know. We didn't do that yesterday on the 172. We were running rich throughout. Once we started the engine, we were on rich, and we kept going rich until engines were cut after we landed. From what I remember, we lean out the engines when they're taxiing. Not sure, we'll have to read up more on that. To avoid spark plugs from fouling. F5. Get the flaps up meanwhile. All the way up. Conclusion on track IR. For GA, if you're not into VR, this is definitely the way to go. If you feel like VR is killing a lot of performance and not having fun with it, I think track IR is the way to go. It has the right sensitivities right out of the box. I did not have to, like, I basically did not edit anything at all. All vanilla right outside the box. Oh, look at those hills in front of us. Casually taxiing on the runway like this. Alright, let's take this right and then go to our fuel box parking, which was, I think, on the left of the main terminals. Go, that's our parking on the left. Take another left from here, or can we not? Let's just do a right and then a left. I think this one goes directly to the other end of the runway. Yeah, flying with track IR was fun. I'm gonna keep it connected. I'll also try it on the airliner. I remember trying it once, but not seriously. I'll try it tomorrow when I fly with Rahul. We'll see how it goes. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. Didn't realize the time just flew, huh? Already 12:40 a.m. Out of here. Right. Right back to where we started. Get the parking brakes on before I pull the legs out of the all right. Flaps are retracted. Fuel pump is off. We should have, yeah. See, I remember we had to turn the fuel pumps on, but I wasn't too sure. That's fine. It's just for backup, basically. If your engine fails or something, like, not engine fails, but you know what I'm saying. It's just for backup. Propeller full forward. It is. Get down. Flaps. Throttle closed, idle cut off, mixture, and then turn the magnetos off. Okay. Cut off the fuel. Prop lever as well. And then the magnetos to off. Alternator and battery switches can come off. Don't know why it opened Navigraph on me. All these should have gone off before for the battery. All right. Good night and good day to whoever was watching. Thanks Rahul for engaging in the chat. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope this was fun. Definitely fun for me. I'm gonna go and sleep now. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.